You want to go to the left.
If I want to go to the right. I mean, the
You
sign
already
says
went
go
to the right.
The sign says dumbass town to the right, 5 miles ahead.
God. So, this game, when it was originally being developed, it was called Dracula 3D.
Well, I can see the 3D part. I don't see no Dracula though. I think it's false
And-
advertising.
And it looked different, honestly. Like, there are screenshots of like some of the characters during the development stage, and it was more polygon heavy.
Is there fall damage in this game?
Yes, there is. And sometimes there's like mid fall damage, which is, you fall from a medium distance and you'll take a little bit of fall damage. And then there's like full on death, in which like the game just doesn't even bother giving you like having you land and losing your health. You outright just scream and die on your way down.
It seemed like I had a lot more. It seems like I have a lot more leniency with fall damage because I fell down from the top down here and I didn't take a hit. Come on, here we go. These camera angles. But that's more of a problem with any 3D game back in the days, not necessarily this one. That's how I feel about it, at least. You want some of this? I'll make this fucking thing work. I'll show you. Alright, so I think I got the gate open. So, besides the practice run that you did for yourself, have you played this before?
Yeah. So the first time I played this game was when I got my hands on the Nintendo 64 emulator back in... I think it was 5th grade. So I must have been like 10 years old. Like 10 or 11 years old. No, actually I was 10. So... And I played it a little bit, and I was met with the slowdowns, and I was like, well, there are 2 Castlevania games. I'm just gonna look at which one is better. And I googled it, and apparently Legacy of Darkness was the better one. I was like, huh. So I decided, hey, I'm just gonna play Legacy of Darkness instead, and I fell in love with the game. Because it also had that was some weird background noise. It also had a lot of like right off the bat, Legacy of Darkness does a little throwback to the original game's soundtrack. I was like, oh, I like this game. Whereas, I started this game, the stage has no sound, it has the slowdowns, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
This fucking message is shit.
So I played the first 2 stages of this game and then gave up in favor of Legacy of Darkness, and I didn't touch it again until later on. And I gotta confess, I did shit on Castlevania 64 for a while because I didn't know any better. But it wasn't until I actually played it for myself that I realized, hey, people on the internet have been lying.
They lied to me.
They lied to me. Yeah, this game wasn't as bad. And you know what's even more surprising? This game received scores of up to 9 out of 10 when it released. Yes.
Oh.
So when it was in its reception, game rankings gave it a 72% score. Metacritic gave it 78. But review scores from Allgame was 4 stars out of 5. GamePro was 4.5 out of 5. Game Revolution was a C-, which was the lowest score it ever got. GameSpot 8.2 out of 10. IGN 8.2 out of 10.
Alright. Didn't I go for the
And EGM gave it an average of 9.
I was here. I remember this place.
Yeah. But unfortunately, the game acquired like a stigma in the media because of the motorcycles, I guess.
Because the bikers did it. Fucking
Yeah.
bikers.
No, because of the first generation graphics and the problems with the camera and steep learning curve for controls.
Really? The controls had a steep learning curve? I don't feel the steep curve here.
Yes.
The
Well,
bikes!
I mean, you figured the controls out right away.
Here you go. See? I told you I'd find a way to make this work.
God, those bikes, they come back, by the way. See?
It's okay. Just keep burning their tires. I can't see.
Their tires can take the holy water.
There we go. I think I destroyed the bikers now. I don't see any more
Yeah.
bikers.
A lot of people, like, you'll notice that a lot of the complaints that people have had about this game are from this first stage, never from the later stages, unless they're talking about the castle keep. They completely gloss over every other stage and go straight to the castle keep to complain about it.
Well, I am glad
let me
that
tell you-
AVGN at least delved into deeper parts of the game instead of just sticking to, you know, the first stage as everyone else.
Yeah. And you'll learn, like, I'll explain how the AVGN fucked up in the castle keep, but like it can't really be blamed for it because you don't know, like, you have no idea what you're supposed to do in the castle keep. It is the most unforgiving stage in the entire game.
No, of course.
Oh boy,
Well, that was a thing.
it's dead. Yeah. Oh boy, you're ready. You're ready. You've passed the initiation rites.
Wow, what a dump!
You are now worthy.
I thought it was just gonna lower the plank and it's just a wall. It should be like that actually. It should just be a blank wall and he'd be like, what the fuck? Fucking pointy boot motherfucker.
Look at how he walks. God.
You can tell by the way I walk that I'm a vampire killer.
Yeah, but yeah, what a lot of people seem to ignore is the fact that this game was praised for the direction it took the Castlevania franchise in. This game had similar praise to the one Symphony of the Night received on release.
Oh, it did.
Yeah. I mean, let me look up the ratings that Castlevania Symphony of the Night received.
Huh,
Surprise,
no camera
surprise.
views now.
Symphony of the Night got average of 9 or 90% or 4 stars or 4.5 out of 5. So Castlevania 64 wasn't
Shit.
like shit compared to Symphony of the Night. It was almost on the same level.
I would say that this is so far a little bit better, just based on what I've seen, because I really don't like the way Symphony of the Night plays in the first place. It's just not the kind of game I would want to play, you know. I saw something down below. I want to see what that is. Oh. I wonder.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was hoping to use the torch as like a stepping stone. But yeah, I never really liked what Symphony of the Night was all about in terms of gameplay. It was too wide open and too RPG for what a Castlevania game should have been.
Yeah, this game, although it explores the RPG elements, it doesn't go overboard with them. Like I feel, no, I might repeat this later when you're done with the playthrough. You know, when at the end of the videos, but um, I feel like had the franchise taken like continued in this path, it would have become something great.
You really
But
think
you
so?
know, yeah, we'll see. You still have a long like the rest of the game to go through. We'll
Well,
get back to that statement.
well, what about
On,
the other games in the franchise? I thought some others were also a bit like this.
well, so thing is, at this point, you had two different kinds. Like because of this game, you now have had two different kinds of Castlevanias. You have the 2D platformer Castlevanias, and you have the 3D exploration slash platforming Castlevanias. Because let me remind you, this is not the only 3D Castlevania game, and neither is Legacy of Darkness.
Hmm.
Also, yeah, Medusa had to make a comeback.
That was a Medusa head?
That was a Medusa head, and that's a bat, and that's a Medusa head.
Well, color me impressed, I guess, because it doesn't look like a Medusa head. Oi, what the? Get out of here. Oi! What the fuck? I nearly got ambushed.
They tend to do that. What's it?
What's your fault with
Fuck, I was gonna-
guillotines? Is this France?
I was gonna say something and I forgot. What's it? Oh right, there are other 3D Castlevania games, but I forget their names. There's one that was really popular, but I think it was for PlayStation 2.
Oh, hello. Oi! What the fuck is this? You know, this isn't working out, because they keep shooting shit at me every time I swing. I need them to stop shooting at me for a moment. Do I have any more food? Yes, I do. Eat some beef. Beef is good for you. Maybe I could use the holy fire.
So there's Curse of Darkness and there's Lament of Innocence, which I guess you have to get to eventually.
I guess. What the fuck? Now I'm starting to see why people hate the camera angle. You can't even tell if you're gonna dodge this shit or not. I can't tell if I'm out of the way. And now I'm dead. Wow, this camera angle really sucks.
Yep.
I guess if I hit restart this stage, it's gonna fuck everything up.
I'm gonna have to play Lament of Innocence. I never played it.
You think it's gonna be good?
There's only one way to find out, and that's getting the PlayStation 2 emulator.
I heard they're working a bit better now than before. Wait a minute, I just went back down to the same floor. Shit.
I'm looking through some forums right now on what's the best 3D Castlevania game, and a lot of people are saying Legacy of Darkness, hands down. I'm like, I'm so proud. And a lot of people have the same argument I do. The atmosphere, man.
You know, speaking of things actually, what can I do with these cards that I kept finding around here? Like the sun card, the moon card, what can I use them for?
So there are going to be doors throughout the game that require the clock to be running at a certain time of the day for them to be accessible. But there is a catch. If you use them too many times, I'm not going to tell you how many times that is. You're likely to get the bad ending.
That was garbage. What the fuck? Oh, I went back all the way down. God damn it. You know, of all the things that they could have done, spawning enemies on top of you while you're platforming is not one of them. That has never been fun in any of the Castlevania games, or any game for that matter. Why do people keep doing that? It's so fucking annoying.
Holy shit!
Especially when it's bad enough that the controls are a bit slippery. It's like this guy has butter on his shoes. He doesn't even follow the platform when I'm standing on it. It's like the platform could go out of my feet on its own, and if I don't do anything about it, then that's that.
Here's a little surprise. A lot of people seem to rate Legacy of Darkness above Lament of Innocence.
Alright.
Wow, a 64 game is rated higher than a PS2 game. Okay.
Wait,
so
I lost my upgrades?
Yeah, every time you die, just like in the original Castlevania games, you lose your upgrades for the whip.
Well then,
you can still obtain them, but you know.
Well, then I have to ask, what exactly do I save, if not everything, including the state of my whip's power?
You're saving your items and your status in the game. So go back. Run back and hide behind that door area. Right? Okay. So every now and then they'll use flames, and the flames actually go through those walls, so you can hide there forever. If you jump up, that torch contains a chicken. Roasted chicken, I think.
Now, if the camera angle was like this boss fight wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
This would be so much better. Hey, look at that. It's actually
Ignore
working.
those items. Ignore those items. They're there to lure you into the flames. Yeah, like that.
But now you have a camera angle that's at the fucking floor. You can't even tell where exactly you are most of the time.
Move away from there.
To these fuckers.
Yeah, it's just, that one's just gonna keep flaming you.
So I need to kill it somehow.
Yes, and you also need, because if you hurt the other one, the one that's not in a dark color, it's gonna screw you over. Because both are gonna be using flames.
Here we go. He died.
You might want to heal now. Use the chicken.
The holy water is shit. No.
It is later down the line. You would have already beat this boss with a cross.
I don't think so.
Oh, you would have.
You want to tell me I can smack these? Oh, I can smack these fireballs. Why didn't it work the first time though?
I mean, you were being hit by pairs of fireballs, not a single one. That was the issue. And don't worry too much about your health. At the end of the stage, you'll. Yeah, keep it cross. At the end of the stage, you'll regenerate your health to the full.
Nice.
But you know, you're not yet at the end of the stage, so.
Operate the mechanism? Well, yes.
Hit the lever.
I don't really understand why we need to ask me this all the time. It's like, I purposely pressed the button to operate the mechanism. Why do you need to ask me to confirm this? Is there ever a point where I don't want to operate the mechanism?
You never know.
I was actually expecting there to be a hole right there, as a dick move from the developer. I'm surprised we didn't go for it.
Do
I go down?
Yes. This game had, I think, 4 characters total planned.
4 characters.
Yeah. So,
What
but the thing
for?
is, well, they displayed. I think they were showing the characters in the E3 demo back in 1998 or 7. I remember which year, but the game was going to have 4 characters, but 2 of them got scrapped. One of them returns later in Legacy of Darkness as the first character you can play as Cornell, the Man
Alright.
Beast. His first costume, like his first clothes, like costume, is a new costume. But if you finish the game, his alternate costume is the one that was meant for to be his in this game. The other character you'll meet later in this game, and that's all I will say.
This camera is really starting to piss me off. It's never
Try action view.
It's never pointing in the right place.
Yeah, that's why you should try action view.
I hope this helps, because it's really fucking annoying when I want to turn around, but the camera isn't cooperating. It's like the shitty passive camera in Spyro games.
Yeah, when it's not pointing the right direction, though, you always have the targeting mechanic, which will. The issue with the targeting, though, is it will aim your camera at the nearest enemy. In Legacy of Darkness, it doesn't target the nearest enemy. It targets it doesn't even target, actually. It just focuses on whatever your character's facing.
Oh, alright.
Which, is nicer because it gives you a bit more control over the camera, but it's also a pain in the ass because when you're surrounded by enemies, yeah, tough luck, you're gonna have to manually target them. Because it does target enemies, it does lock onto enemies, but only the ones that are within your field of view.
Where the fuck do I go?
I'm down that hole.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you know to go there? It looks like a pit where you die. How would you know to go here?
I mean, you can hold the up arrow in the D-pad and
Well, what
look
if
down.
I don't know that I can do that? How would I know that I can go there?
One of the flaws of this game. It may be like old school to not tell people what they are supposed to do.
Yeah, but this isn't exactly the thing that you're not supposed to tell. This is kind of important.
Yeah. Here you go, now you have the key.
It doesn't even have a handle.